Hello and welcome to round 17 of this Formula 1 2010 Blundering Championship, and we're in Korea, a track that's 5.6 kilometres long or 3.4 miles. No chance of rain by the looks of things, which is interesting. In this championship, I'm currently second on 201 points. Hamilton leads just 1 point ahead on 202, and it's been a very up and down season as I try and set this car up. Third is Mark Webber in the championship in the Red Bull 198. Full Vettel on 191, so extremely close. Fifth is Massa 182, so there's only 3 races to go now, including this one, so Massa needs a good result. And sixth, maybe getting a little bit distance, is Alonso 1 on 159. You get 25 points for a win, so 75 points in total if you win all 3. So there's only those 6 in competition. The next 2 down are Michael Schumacher and Rosberg, but we can forget about them. They're just traffic in the way. This circuit, I should say, is called Yeongam, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The pole position was gained by Sebastian Vettel, and the real race in the 2010 season was won by Alonso for Ferrari. Second was Hamilton in McLaren, and third was Massa in the other Ferrari. This is just practice, so I'll accelerate time a little bit to try and get an idea of what the right time is. Now, I think I'm going to do better in Brazil and Abu Dhabi, the last 2 races, than to this one. So I think I'm going to struggle with this one, to be honest with you, looking at the track layout. But I thought I was going to struggle with Japan, the last race, but with a unique strategy, I did actually win. The rain did help considerably. So if I don't qualify well, I might have to try and think of something again. But getting very exciting now. If you get a race with no points at all, that's going to put you right out of the championship because it's so blooming close. Let's try and learn this track. I do not know it at all. Here we go. It's a long... Oh dear, look at this. It's a long exit out the pits. Looks quite bright. Not forecast to rain. Right, here we go. I've guessed the setup a little bit from stuff I've gained online, so I might be altering that as we go around. But a very long straight here, which leads to a tight right-hander, which is a good place to overtake, I believe. Well, it's going to be, isn't it? And there's another tight bend at the end of here, according to the map anyway. Car in front of me, so I'm just going to concentrate on driving around and hopefully not spinning off. Gradually get quicker each lap, but we'll soon see how good I am. Buemi is fastest at the moment in the Toro Rosso. Second Sutil, Force India, but none of the big cars have gone out. When I say big cars, the McLarens, Ferraris, Red Bulls, and a lesser extent Mercedes and Red Bull. Oh, talking about Renault, I should say. Kubica has gone quickest. Just de-shelled Buemi. Yeah, I think braking's all important here. There's a lot of fast corners, which if you go down too slow, you're going to lose heaps of time. Doesn't look too hard to learn. I don't like lots of twisty corners. Waved yellows in Sector 2, so someone's spun off. That means no overtaking. Massa's gone quickest with a 142. Okay, if you overtake when there's a yellow flag, you might get a grid penalty, or in the race, equally get a drive-through penalty. Now, I've got done for corner cutting there, can't do that too many times. And I think this is the end of the lap. So that's all there is to it. There's a lot of tower cranes around here. Maybe they're still building it in 2010. Right, so this is the first timed lap. Webber's gone round quickest. Massa's second. And I've gone too deep there. So this lap isn't going to be anything clever. But, as I say always in practice, it's all about learning the lap. And get no prizes for practice. It's all about qualifying and, more importantly, the race. I've never been to Korea. I think this is South Korea rather than North Korea. Please correct me if I am wrong. I think North Korea is a bit of a closed shop, isn't it? Don't think you can go there. The Seoul Olympics in Korea, that was a little while ago. Was it 92? Can't quite remember. It might have been 92. Or was it 96? Or was it 88? Or was it any year divisible by 4? Comment below. I'm sure I'll remember immediately after I finish this, but there we go. Hamilton, my teammate's gone round in third. We're doing 30% race distance, those people that are new to the championship, but do watch the other races. Japan, the last one, was an absolute screamer. So 30% race distance. It's still got realistic tyre wear and fuel there, so that still is a factor. Knowing when to change your tyres, coming in the right lap, that's all important. So if you drive around on worn tyres, you're going to lose heaps of time. Who's this person in the way? It's Mark Webfeet. Or Webber, as I should say, really. To give you his proper name. Overtaking looks like it's going to be tricky on this outfield section around the curves. The best places to do it is on the straights, just past the finishing line. So there's about 2 or 3 places. Here, almost impossible unless you take a risk. And cars do tend to take a risk. See if I go slow around here. Oh, look at that. He's got into the sea. There we go. Look, very, very close. If you go around slow around here, someone might take a chance and knock you clean off. And I'm a lot slower, first of all. About 5 seconds slower, and that's heaps of time. But we all know why. I went wide here. So already gained a lot of time there. Keep an eye on the splits each time, see if I'm getting any better. But even driving off, I'm quicker than Degrassi in the Virgin car. But behind Shandok and HRT, so that's not brilliant. 21st out of 24. And if I finish there in the race, it'll be game over, I think. Wide again. There's still some time to gain. It's not forecast to rain, but if it did, I'd be very grateful. I tend to do better on the tracks which are easy to set up, i.e. the fast ones. So Belgium and Italy, that's Spa and Monza. There is a very short track coming up next, which is Brazil, Sao Paulo. That's quite quick, so hopefully I can do well there, if not win. But this probably is going to be a holding one where I need to get some sort of points so the others don't fly away. Whoops! Gear! Almost got airborne there. Let's try and decent that. There are a few tracks where I could have got points and I'm muffed up. Singapore was one of them. Monaco is another. Both of those street circuits. And I was struggling big time with the street circuits. But, you know, it's like all those things in hindsight. If I had that again, I'd set up the car slightly differently. But this championship's going to be won or lost, I believe, on just a few points. It's exciting for the watcher. Now, I can't guarantee I'm going to win this championship, but I think I'm going to be quite close. I was miles away about 8 or 9 races ago. But a lot of teams, well, a lot of drivers have made like numerous errors and it's concertinaed or closed right up. Right, I'm going to go around any quicker here. 23rd, hasn't been the most perfect lap by a great means. Still going to be well slower. Yeah, slower again. Yeah, I can't get away with qualifying at the back here as I did in Singapore. Disaster! Right, I'm starting to get a bit worried now. Where can I gain the time apart from hitting the apexes? Maybe should gamble and take the downforce off here, but I don't really want to do that. This is the main place to overtake, I would say. By braking late, followed by the second best place to overtake, which is at the end of here. Other than that, you might as well hold fire, stay behind your opponent. It's too risky. Clip them and you're both off. Normally, anyway. Keep going, car. Yeongam. Have you ever watched a Grand Prix in Korea? Let me know. Or if you are Korean, let me know as well. If you are Korean, I don't know if you know English, so you're just doing this gameplay. Right, I'm quicker. I'm quicker 6 tenths. Well, quicker than before, not quickest. Come on, McLaren. Go, go, go. Yeah, but I'm not at optimum. 6 tenths, that's not going to move me up a great amount, is it? Might get me ahead of Shandok. I think his teammate's Bruno Senna, I believe. The nephew of Ayrton Senna, who's absolute genius. Bruno, not quite so good, but still okay. Right, we're gaining lots of time. 1.8 seconds quickest. So as long as I don't muck this up, I've gone wide there. Right, lost a few temps. As long as you don't mess this up, I'm going to move up a few positions, I would have thought. Where's this going to get me? Top 10, hopefully. Miles off the front, though, still. They're doing a 142 now. 11th, 144.8. So 2.4 seconds quicker. That's heaps of time. Still a lot of time to be gained, so I'm coming forward in leaps and bounds here. So it looks good for qualifying in the race, but 11th. I'm wedged between Adrian Sutil, the German, for Force India, and Rubens Barrichello for Williams. Probably the most experienced driver in the field, I would have thought. I don't know, it's between him and De La Rosa. I think Rubens has probably done more races at this stage. Yeah. Don't think I've got the most perfect setup, but it's hard to tell until I actually get to qualifying. 11th won't be disastrous because I probably can get past about 3 or 4 on lap 1 under braking. Then we space out a bit. But it all depends on what happens to the main protagonists in the championship. In most particular, Hamilton and Mark Webber. Quickest again by a half a second. Time's just peeling off here. That might get me ahead of Sutil. Good. Oh, well deep there, but there's it's quite a wide corner, so not too bad. But, you know, I think I lost about 3 or 4 attempts, which is huge, really, in real Formula 1 terms. Hug this as close as you can. Quite easy to go wide there. It's quite easy on this to have a green split and then ease up being careful, and then you lose all your time. But I've hung on to that half a second. Just see if I can continue all the way round, break into the top 10. I'm sure I can floor it round there, but I'm very cautious. What's this going to be, about 2 or 3 attempts quicker? Have a look, is it going to be quicker than 11th? 10th. 4 attempts. So I've got ahead of Sutil, just fractionally behind the Mercedes Rosberg, and that's what I would call a Division 2 car, Renaults and Mercedes. Division 1 being Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari. So, you know, I'm sort of almost there. Just need to gain a bit more time, know where to brake later, where I can coast round the bends. Hope you like watching practice session. When I first started the blundering, I did debate whether I should put practice up or not, but you know, I'm doing them as separate videos, as you probably noticed. If you don't want to watch practice sessions, you don't have to. You can go straight to qualifying if you want, or straight to the race, depending on how your time is. I don't expect you to watch every single session, but if you do, then thanks a lot, because it does help the channel. Formula 1 2010, so at time of recording this is now 6 years old. Maybe I should start doing Formula 1 2016. What do you think? Woo! Keep going, car. I always say that. It hasn't broken yet. I don't think the car tends to break down unless you crash it. The modern day ones might do. How are we done? Lap 5. I try to limit the amount of laps I do in qualifying, because the tyres you set the quickest time on, if you qualify in the top 10, are the tyres you must start the race, and they do wear down quite quickly. You don't want to start on worn tyres. I haven't span off too many times compared to other tracks. It's quite forgiving if you go wide. There's grass as opposed to gravel traps. But we'll go in the pits now anyway. I think that's enough to be getting on with 10th. So a good learning session. Top 10, that's alright. Tend to gain a little bit in qualifying. Well, most of the time anyway. Not always. Right, here's my pit crew. You know them by now. Some of you might have named them. Here they come. They're waiting patiently. Go, go, go. Push me in. That's your job. Oh, Ferrari are out as well. I don't know if all the pit crews look the same. If I was to do this again, I'd pick a different team. Red Bull's a slightly quicker car, I think, but it's close between McLaren and Red Bull, and Ferrari just ever so fractionally slower. Come on, sir. Right, 10th on the primary tyres. If I don't know what other tyres the other cars are on, but if they're on options, that would explain why they're a lot quicker. 95%, that isn't too bad, is it there? 5% tyre wear. Would be happy going into the race on just 5%. See, the weather conditions have a bit of a bearing on it. Vettel quickest Red Bull, Webber second quickest Red Bull, then the 2 Ferraris, then Hamilton. Same old crew. Same old crew. Accelerate this a little bit. Yeah. So Hamilton 5th quickest, I'm 10th quickest. So we're not crowning ourselves with glory at the moment. Let's see if Hamilton moves up, which I presume he will do. He's only done 2 laps so far. Keep an eye on it. Alonso 4th. Oh, he's dropped down, so Hamilton's now 4th. I'm still... Oh, I've gone out the top 10. Oh dear. Now, I think I'm going to need a bit more help in this. 3 races left. I think some of the top contenders are going to need to crash or something. Not saying I will be, but I might have to be a bit aggressive in the last, well, few races, if not this one. 5-3, I'm not sure that's right. Online, people were saying 3-1 would be better. That's a level of grip, but they were doing time trial mode where the track's a lot grippier. It's important that I hug the corners here because there are a lot of them. We'll keep that the same, I think. So we're about halfway through the practice session. I don't think I'll do too many more laps. I've got a basic idea of what's what, but you tend to learn more about the track in the actual race following other cars. Look out in the stands, occasionally you see a flash of light. That's someone taking our photo. Wave and smile. Probably not going to be one now, is there? Great, there isn't. The camera film's run out. No, there's no film now, Nick. It's all about digital. Can't beat the digital. So, have you got a fact about Korea? What's the favourite What's the favourite food? That's what I meant to say, in Korea. Do they eat dog there? I'm not sure if they do. Let me know. Certainly not poodle on a stick. I could change the springs to 8s, makes it a bit softer, but I'm not sure. That might increase tyre wear, might give me a softer exit. I might be talking rubbish though, I don't know what springs do. Why am I pretending that I do? Ride height's on 1. Sometimes if it rains it's best to have a higher ride height, because if you catch a puddle and the car's running low to the ground it might start floating, aquaplaning, get no grip and you're off. Yep, so I'm still hanging on to 11th. No one's going quicker than that, it seems. That's about the sort of area. The Red Bulls are coming into it a bit now. McLaren, my team, have been leading the Constructors' Championship all the way through, but Red Bull have been there or thereabouts. They did win the real 2010 season, so I'll expect a strong finish from them. And as I say, they're first and second here, in practice at least. Oh, Hamilton's gone round a lot quicker. Oh no, that's me moving it down. Well done, Nicola. You're a genius. Let's go. Power to the people. This game's so good. So good. I mean, look at that. It's the shading and the dirt on the walls that makes it look real. Has it got better in 2016? I saw a few screenshots. It looks very clean. I like to see a bit of dirt around the place. Bit like the original Star Wars trilogy, there was dirt and it's all a bit rough and ready, and the prequels were a bit, I don't know, CGI smooth. Dirt makes it real. Add dirt to your life. Dirt. I recommend it. It's a computer game as well. Colin McRae. Dirt. Let's go. Right, can I go quicker than 11th? I'm probably not going to do too many laps here. Might even do one and come back in again. Boomer. Sonic Boom. Is there a cheat for this game where you can go light speed? It might be a bit hard to turn around the corners if you can only see them after you've driven round. Well done. That's a good learning curve, straight off. Try to brake late there. Now it's important if you do drive off to make sure when you come back on the track you don't crash into or hold anyone else up, because the stewards might spot that and give you a sneaky penalty, and then that's game over. Any penalties on 30% race distance, you're never going to get that back. 100% race distance maybe, but this short, no chance. You can set this game just to do one race lap. Don't know why you won a championship just doing one race lap, but anyway, if you qualify well and race badly, you might do it. It might appeal to you there, I suppose. But it's all about realism. And talking about realism, when I first got this game, I did go online a few times, and it's not real at all. You've got people that start off on the grid and just reverse to crash into you. You've got people filming it to try and make the biggest crash ever. And I don't think I ever did a race where there wasn't a massive crash on lap 1. And then 2 cars get away and they tend to win. Why do people do that? I like realism, but, you know, a good game ruined by people. I think there was one time I did a Star Wars game online, can't remember what it was, and I wanted to engross myself in the Star Wars universe, and I was in a bar somewhere, and a Wookiee come up to me and said, "Alright dude, how's it going?" That's not really Star Wars, is it? You wouldn't expect that, and I was completely taken out of the universe. They should vet these people. They should have to do some sort of license before they're let in, or they can get banned. But maybe I'm just being too serious about it. What do you think? Maybe there should have been a vlog instead. But instead I've said it when I'm driving around a track in Yeogam in Korea. Right, I've dropped down to 12 now, you might have noticed. Liuzzi's zipped past me. I want his car checked for illegal parts. Now, hopefully that car in front of me is on a quick lap, is not going to hold me up. If it was qualifying, I'll be a bit more stressy about it. Yeah, I've closed right in on him. It's Schumacher, out of all people, the 7 times world champion on his second career. His main career come with, well, Renault, and then, or Benetton I should say, and then Ferrari. 7 times world champion. Are we going to see that again? I mean, Sebastian Vettel, at time recording at least, has won 4 championships. It's looking like possibly Lewis Hamilton might win 4 as well, so 4 apiece. Can they either of those get another 3 as I cut the corner and smash a sign? 7 is a lot, isn't it? Let's go. Yeah, so I'm not catching up that car. So this is the bit I'm rubbish at. Round here the cars just tend to drive off. So I'm good on the first half, poor on the second half. What can I do about that? More downforce, keep it the same. I might, if I qualify here, I might do a strategy where I start off on the primes, which is the slower tyre, and then go out on the quicker tyre right near the end, hopefully to avoid any traffic. It's an idea at least. That sort of idea works in Japan, but I was aided by the rain there, where everyone had to do an extra pit stop, apart from me, because I did a risk. Just thought I'd take the scenic route there, across the grass. Barrichello 13th. Let's see, 11th. Right, look out for green split times. If there aren't any, I'm coming straight back in again. Yeah. If you brake right at the right point, although that seems obvious, it's easier said than done, people. Can't believe this is round 17. Have I really done 16 rounds already? When I first started getting into Formula 1, I think might be late 80s, 90s, a season consisted of 16 races. Now, well, in this season at least, there was 19. I think we're in the 20s now, aren't we? But it's all about money. It's all about the money, money. I don't care about the price tag, something, something. World dance, something, something. Yeah, 16 races, now there's 19. So it's getting, well, this season, so it's getting harder and harder for them to fit all of the tracks onto one disc, isn't it? Is Formula 1 2016 on one disc? I'm sure it must be. It must be. So if there was 50 races in the season, I think they start to struggle. Unless they've got some clever way to compact it down. Alright, I'm holding up that car behind me, and I'm not getting green times. It's all going a bit wrong. Yeah, it's always risky cutting that corner. If you get it right, you get a lot of speed. If you get it slightly wrong, the car's airborne. Yeah, it's 1.1 seconds slower. Great. Quite easy to overshoot this. Oh, there's a car coming out there. There is, right, so there's a car coming out of the pits, but I think he's sufficiently far away and he'll be on a slow lap initially. Please, let's get into the top 10. Lap 7 of testing. That's too slow, Nicky. Way too slow and too wide as well. Worst case scenario, too slow entrance, then overshot. I don't know how I managed to do that. Well, still a whole lap left. And that was too slow as well. Genius! Hopefully the other cars are a bit slower. Yeah, this looks... The car feels like it's ambling. It's not very responsive. Look at that! Way slower. Oh dear, this does not bode well at all. It's a trick... Well, I don't know, is it tricky or not? I can't make my mind up. It's tricky to be quick on it. I think I've learnt it. The computer AI is a bit too quick for me. But it has been worse on other tracks, most notably in Spain and Catalonia quite early on in the championship. Singapore they seem quite fast as well. I think I got an announcement over the radio that Lewis Hamilton was going around 5 seconds a lap quicker than me at one point. That was a bit distressing. Why isn't this car holding onto the track as much as I want it to? Concrete wall there, go wide into that, it's game. Oh! Looks like you can glance over it okay. Yeah, 9/10 slower. We'll come straight in here, unless it goes green on the next one. Oh dear. So we're going to finish 12th. Unless anyone goes quicker than me, most notably Barrichello, and maybe Hulkenberg and the other Williams. I don't know where he is. He might do it. Not impressive, but it's all about learning at this stage. Maybe could have... There's the thing with cutting the corners. On some tracks you can cut over the rumble strips. Others you get a wheel on it and the car just spins around. It's all about learning, really. If I had hours and hours and hours to donate to this, then, you know, it'd probably be a lot better. Well, I'd be a lot better, I should say. Let's go. Keep my head down. This race is all about getting some points, I think, and hopefully, although you haven't heard it from me, getting in the way of some of the other people that could get big points. You'd have to say, with 3 races to go, although it's close, the favourites at the moment are me, Webber, Hamilton. But, yeah, if they was to come first and second here and I was with no points at all, I'd be in a very delicate situation with just 2 races to go. Because that would mean if I won the race, and either of one of those comes second each time, I'd still lose. So I'm a bit dependent on how they did. And I probably won't win the last 2 races. I've won 4 races in total so far, out of the whole season. Hamilton's also won 4, and Webber's also won 4. Quite close, eh? No one's dominating at all. Hopefully it all comes down to... Oh, I was quicker there.
Time in sector 2.
Hopefully it all comes down to the last race. Yeah. So I was... Oops. Oh dear. I was so busy talking I went round quicker without realising. Return to garage. Right, so I got up to 10th there without realising it. I did intend to go into the pits then, but I was just too busy. Got distracted. 2 tenths quicker. I'm happy with that, so I can go a bit quicker then. 144.1, 142.2. Okay.
Sector 3 times are good, but you're losing time in sector 2.
Yeah, I thought so. And that's when it gets twisty. Yeah, okay. I don't think I can get much more out of this practice session without destroying the tyres completely. Kubica, thereabouts, Rosberg, Alonso, Massa, Hamilton. Yeah, interesting. Let's fast forward this to the end. There we go. 10th fastest.
That's the end of the session. 10th place. Good job.
Thank you. It was a good job. 2.2 seconds quicker, but I might be able to get some of that back. Well, I hope you liked having a look at the practice session from Korea. The qualifying will go up a bit later on, so I hope to see you there. And till next time, take good care of yourself, and a very warm goodbye.
Goodbye.